good evening. Welcome back to some more Collegiate Apex. Good to see most of you, who you are here. Tonight, we've got some more play versus action, as we always do on Thursdays. This one in particular is week 2 here, and more importantly than that, we do have the games already live and ready to go. So, none of that sugarcoating, none of that waiting. All of the games are ready, my baby. So, that being said, plenty of squads. The more notables that will be competing tonight are as follows. Kennesaw State University, who you'll see in teams 4 and 5, as well as San Jose State. So, see how that one goes. Also, sup, Singular Frog. Blue Styles, thank you for the follow. Oh, I know. It takes so long. Gotta get to that. Gotta get to that big ol' start. Streets are saying SJSU failed other classes, had to get a new roster. No, you'd be right. Yeah. It's a little bit of a shame, but you know, not everybody can be as incredible as some of these rosters need to be.
Tango spotted.
So, you know, it happens. It happens, guys.
Let's go this way.
Sorry. I ate a lot of bread, so I'm definitely struggling. For Team 4, this will be Kennesaw State University, Limbox and Kindly Munchki representing alongside Misty. By the way, Misty was playing in scrims yesterday, so definitely a pretty darn good player to join alongside these two, just in terms of experience and background. Limbox and Kindly Monkey, they are no slouches, and Kennesaw today should have very little problems ahead with SJSU, that next best roster in this game. Limbox already touching down there, now playing directly into this one. Why snapped to their name? No idea what that meant. Either way, I do know it's Kindly Monkey gonna get this first drop here, but instead, King Addy with one. King Addy at least is going to be able to pick up the first knock, but with 2 remaining members of Kennesaw, it is almost guaranteed that they will face this next knockdown. Limbox picking up both of these squads. What happened to their name? Well, it's because this is a custom lobby. This is a custom lobby, Johnny. This is not an official EA code. That is the big difference, my big man.
Level 3.
Couple other squads getting themselves set up. Team 18, University of South Dakota 17, forced to play this one out as a duo. Hey, Singular Frog, a 35 streak. I think you are like the 4th or 5th longest streak on my channel right now. So 35 days. Good stuff. You can leave now. No, I'm kidding. Stick around. Team 5 is that other Kennesaw roster, and you will notice that there is kanji character Enlightened and Vengeance. This is a phenomenal squad. This is the legitimate Kennesaw gold team, pretty much. A couple of beams around the back here to start this one off, and already a shot down from the rest of Texas A&M Texarkana. That'll be the first knock found, and potentially a couple of more here against the KSU Gold roster. Kanji character picked off, and Bean will almost go down. It's up to Vengeance to try and survive. One single tick there from Praise, and for Texas A&M Texarkana, they have found themselves in the driver's seat of our second squad eliminated. But here's revenge. Some would say it is served cold. I'll tell you what, it's as hot as can be. There we go, point blank through the hard light walls. You've got that Sparrow ultimate ticking here from Limbox. 2 knocks down, Praise and Bean, both respectively. Kennesaw State here, 1 remaining member against Texarkana, and that should seal their next pickup. That being said, Zachary was able to get away for Texas A&M Texarkana, and that will be, I mean, at least the chance to recover here. We'll have to take a look as the games go on. Still, not the best situation to be in. We already know that KSU Gold is eliminated. For plenty of these teams, though, they got to start setting themselves up in zone, like St. John's. This is St. John's secondary roster. Wydok, Mikey Poo here. They are already playing the heart of this one. The same to be said for Western Nebraska here. They are also deep in the middle of that zone. Now, it looks like there was a little bit of a run and hide from Texas A&M Texarkana, but KSU is just so close. I mean, literally right on their haunches. It had to have either been a balloon or an evac because they are already here. A couple of long-range shots, 53 there. The triple take for another 17. The gas trap will slow for only but a second. You still got Kindly Monkey to finish the job. That will be Texas A&M Texarkana, the third squad eliminated here off of our first game. A couple of other teams. Looks like we've got Alabama State maybe walking into Seminole State College of Florida. Remember, last week around, Seminole State College of Florida was pretty darn good at getting to some of these zones here. Now, it looks like Kumosu and Mr. Ranger and Leon Bridge forced to drop that bubble to pylon early. Remember, this is not where this zone is going. On their backside, it's none other than pieces of the San Jose roster. Half, ton of clay, San Jose State as a duo, Alabama State maybe moving into capitalized here. There's going to be that evac coming out of the woodwork for Seminole State College of Florida to get them out of Dodge. Meanwhile, it does look like Haskell Indian are up above here.
Let's go there.
This is a chance of a lifetime to get 2 free and easy pieces of KP against Tap and Ton of Clay down below. They do not have a way to get out of this equation. So, Vert, Chief Big Doot, Wild Panda Hoss. This could be a very, very easy setup for them there. For the Haskell Indians, we'll have to wait and see. The majority of our rosters are playing this one more. Blatant cheating, but okay. Andrew, I want to know. Who's cheating? Let me know. I'm curious. I want to know. I mean, most of these rosters aren't really going to be setting themselves up here. It is also going to be St. John's main roster and Hartwick College, who are also still stuck in this area. Now, University of South Dakota, a very far, long thing. That Horizon, swear to God. I'll tell you what, Andrew, sometimes, by the way, Andrew, sometimes Spectate does make some of these squads look a little bit more dicey. But that's the Spectate's fault.
Go that way. Targeting that spot.
Like smokes and stuff in the general aiming, it doesn't line up perfectly accurately, and so it can make some squads look kind of weird. It's something I've noticed over the years. I mean, that guy's not cheating. So, Evie will be dropped. That will be, now as a duo, St. John's third roster. By the way, Andrew, thank you for the like. Well, God Han Solo and Bob Terragan trying to work their way into maybe a reset here. It does look like, though, somewhere in this heat of passion, there was a full wipe from the KSU Black roster. When we saw Evie go down, Kennesaw Black were right there to get an additional knock. Kylie Monkey and Misty, they're looking for a little bit more here. The hard light will prevent at least the first take, and honestly, I think Limbox is paying that too much of mine. A quick step up for Kennesaw State there. A drop on Addian. Mikey Boo to follow. And just as quickly there, double bleed knockouts. That'll be the full wipe as we pop on over to Sam Houston State, chasing down the final St. John's roster. One knock found. Chris.exe, though, stuck on the low ground. Her response there, Megalomaniac trades it in there right in the face of the Sparrow Ultimate. Those lifeline resets, though, coming in clutch here for Sam Houston State. Chris.exe back into the equation. Meanwhile, Kennesaw State Black very close to be following up. SJSU will be a duo tonight, Kayak. Well, a couple of long-range shots for Kennesaw Black here, and honestly, they can continue to invest in this one. For Sam Houston State, this is tough. Not anymore. Who joined them? Who's with SJSU now? Who's playing as their third, Kayak? I'll tell you what. Whoever it is, they're going to have to... SNHU? What are you talking about? SJSU. SNHU doesn't play in this league. Well, at least for now, Sam Houston State has been defending against the onslaught of Kennesaw. Let's see how it goes. A quick wrap around the other side, and Kennesaw could very easily already be gatekeeping this. Megalomaniacs takes the first brunt of damage here on that response. Back to the airy edge of zone. Poor place from Kindly Monkey, and that should be a knock, but the jump from the Sparrow will get them out of dodge. A quick follow through. Kindly Monkey with knock number 1. A lifeline ultimate has been expended, but the triple take from Kindly Monkey is critical. Kennesaw here, now the solo team all the way up towards our northeastern side. No one's beating the Campbellsville comeback last night. Joey, welcome back. And honestly, I hesitate to see anyone ever pull off a 2v3 like that ever again. Okay? That is genuinely one of the greatest comebacks I have ever seen in a scrim lobby. This one's not so much scrims though. This is a competition here. Team 7 is Northern Michigan University. Hope, Hex, and Burrito center of zone for now. Ego and I are just dogs. Oh, okay. You're from, you know, Ego. I know he doesn't officially go there yet. But you know, Ego, if he really did join Campbellsville, that would be incredible. What colleges? We've got Alabama State, Hartwick College, Haskell Indians, Kennesaw State, Newmont, Northern Michigan, Norwich, Sam Houston State, San Jose University, Seminole State College of Florida, St. John's, St. Thomas, Texas A&M, Texarkana, University of Dayton, University of South Dakota, Texas Rio Grande Valley, and Western Nebraska. Thank you for the 1,000 likes. And Andrew, what's on the line? I mean, it varies. What team went out first? Hyper, it looked like the very first team eliminated was a duo. Either way, Kennesaw will be taking one of the another rosters out here. Wild Panda Hoss, Chief Big Dude, leaps just burnt alive on the other side. That'll be it there. Another wipe for Kennesaw. Go Haskell? Yeah, we'll see. Team 3 for Haskell. Kennesaw, I will say to you guys, Kennesaw is the definitive best roster here. How's the SJSU boys doing? SJSU is stuck as a duo right now. I will tell. W, Streamer, Roasted, everyone. Yeah. Randy Pandy, thank you for the live share there. A quick pop on over to Hartwick. Christopher gonna get that drop on to Pikachu Life very far away. I mean, that is very, very big struggle there. Pikachu, though, at least has the edge. That lets us know that is St. Thomas University. For the other side, though, St. John's primary roster. A quick follow-through for Kennesaw there. The final shot will land for Kindly Monkey, and it is Kennesaw. Yo, Andrew, I genuinely could not thank you more. That's honestly one of the kindest things you can do, brother. And I hope you enjoy the action here because we've got 8 squads remaining. Most of our teams are not in zone. They thought this pull was going to find its way more directly into zone there. A little bit of a punishment coming through from the University of Dayton. They've got a Kraber in hand. Punisher, thank you for the follow. Shmub should be in, and Hyperactive, I did see your message. A duo. It's tough. I hope you can get a third at some point here. For squads, though, like Northern Michigan, they've got the drop onto Kindly Monkey. Kennesaw, that's the full thirst against them. Kennesaw is now worse for wear. This is the best team in the lobby who have just faced a knockdown here. It's already round 4. The Crafters on the western side of zone. It would take a lot there. One has just landed next to them, but Misty and Limbox from Kennesaw have to put themselves back together. A quick chase, though, is on the assault here for Northern Michigan. They're going to pop back on over to that train line for now. They have a guaranteed spot ahead of this zone, and they do not want to give it up. Texas A&M, Texarkana, welcome back. Do you think Sinatra, Ego, and I will do good at the ALGS Open? Honestly, I think you guys could really... You have to remember there's a lot of pros in the Open. And so it's going to be very, very hard. I do think you know Ego is a killer. Foopster, welcome to College Apex. We got college teams and college gameplay here. Kennesaw State, they're going to be the first ones to get that revive back up, but they're going to run right into a duo's beam there. Limbox just barely gets out of Northern Michigan's way. Let's see how this one goes. For sure, I wish you were in the Discord. What Discord? Anyways, it looks like for Northern Michigan, they're going to pick up some free 2KP here. Remember, though, the edge of that zone is so nearby. And here's Kennesaw from behind. They hear the first shot. There's another knock. One remaining member. And Kennesaw make for a perfect third party. Kennesaw left alive. The same for Hartwick and Alabama State. Looks like you got Seminole State of College. What are the other collegiate games? These are college games reflections. College games, college teams. They're not solo customs. Thank you for the follow. Other collegiate games, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Rocket League, Overwatch. Every single esport has a college team. It looks like for the Seminole State College Reporter, they've gotten themselves far, but the same cannot be said for Alabama State. Seminole State is just as quick to drop Alabama. This makes me sick. Why does it make you sick, Brandon? It is Apex Legends. There's a lot to keep track of. You got to have that eye. I'm not warm? Well, that's your fault, Kindly Monkey. Also, don't be coming in here and spoiling chat. We still got 2 minutes to go on a delay. They get to run into every team. Hey, there's just a difference in skill. What is the most popular collegiate esport? Probably Rocket League. Rocket League is the most popular. All right. Couple of squads remaining here. Texas A&M, Tex Arcana are still in it. So is Hartwick and Kennesaw. Let's see how this goes. You're watching Hartwick College right now, trying to foot their way in. Right alongside them with those wingman shots hidden from Christopher is Kennesaw. Couple of shots back from Hartwick, and they're getting hit from either side. The climb up from Seminole College, though. They're going to face 2 knocks down. Seminole College, they need 1 more to eliminate Hartwick. They're going to get that Gibby bubble rumping and pumping there. Kennesaw now, they just saw those resets take place. Kudasuno going to get immediately dropped, and it is a full 3-piece wipeout here. 2 squads remaining. On one side of the equation, you have University of South Dakota. On the other, you have the best team, Kennesaw State. University of South Dakota are stuck on the low ground here. 20 kills have been assumed. The question is, can we find a couple more? A nice heady. Kindly Monkey is traded back, but Leonidas did go down. Gas traps are exchanged as Kindly Monkey might be full thirsted. The 45 re-knock, and for Kennesaw, they will take game 1 of the day. Congratulations to Kennesaw State. Everyone, this is the expectation delivered. They are the best team, and they are the best. Andrew, thank you for the rose, my man. I just saw that. I really appreciate that, bud. I wish I could do something for you. What's on the line? Money, typically. Today's money, I don't know quite what it is, or if Play Versus does offer it, but the championship for a couple of these leagues is coming up here. They farming that lobby? Shit, they milking it. If this lobby is a cow, we've got gallons of milk galore here. 20 kills plus for Kennesaw State. We're going to have to pop on here into that match summary in just a little bit as this one pieces out. For a lot of these teams, though, they got to put themselves back together. We're going to get a 50-point game, says Kindly Monkey in the other chat here. Hey, honestly, I genuinely believe it. What team is Kennesaw? Kennesaw is teams 4 and 5. Team 4, as you can see, not 20 kills, not 30, 36 kills for Kennesaw there. That is a total of 48 points for them. Absolutely, I mean, they cut through this this lobby like it is butter. At the very second place there, you've got the University of South Dakota. Star, thank you. Are they the top in Apex? In Collegiate Apex, Kennesaw, I would say, is the 3rd best roster in Collegiate. They are only beaten by Fisher Esports and Cumberland, neither of which are playing tonight. So you have the 3rd best team in all of Collegiate Apex going against, well, some of these other schools there. Second place, like I said, University of South Dakota. 3rd, Seminole State. You have both Hartwick in 4th and Alabama State in 5th. KP there, we did just see for St. Thomas. It does look like a little bit for Northern Michigan. We'll beat them, don't worry, says Limbox. Hey, I respect that. Limbox, friend of the stream, and more importantly, someone who knows business when it comes to Apex Legends here. Well, I'll tell you what. I know not Pro Apex would have 18 squads in that circle. Oh, 100%. Absolutely. You're watching College Apex. Hey, Metalito. Good to see you, my friend. Always a fan favorite of the crew here. Thank you so much for being around, and I hope to see a turnaround for Texas Rio Grande. I'm from Texas. Are all Texas teams trash? Low, like A&M placed 18. Well, that is A&M Texarkana, and I will be honest with you. A&M Texarkana is not that bad. They had a rough start, but they could be. Zephyr, I can't get a 50-point game because I haven't eaten in 11 days. Can you buy me Chipotle? If we get to 30 days and you're still asking, I will buy you Chipotle. 30 days. There's a lot of good Texan teams. Andrew, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Dropping the roses. You do not have to do that, my big man. 42. Add a little extra there from my boy Andrew. Leonidas is one of the best players I've heard. Ooh, tough. Watching my grandson play. Harrisburg. Do you mean Harrisburg University or Harrisburg the individual? Because at least for myself, I don't believe Harrisburg is playing tonight. At least I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure he should not be. Andrew, once again, absolutely insane there. Harrisburg University. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Harrisburg is not participating tonight. If you want to let me know, I would see. Are people coming for other esports games, or is there Apex rosters? There is other separate games as well, but most people who play Apex just play Apex. There are a couple that do like to branch through the rest, but it does vary, all right? And by the way, some Texas schools are pretty good. There are a couple schools in Texas that are not that bad. Andrew, I was waiting until you finished up the rose drop there. Thank you again, brother. 353 roses alongside your initial 42. That is 392. You've officially beaten my record. I don't think I've ever had someone do as much for me as you have right there. But yeah, to answer your question, a lot of these folks who do play Apex are just directly Apex. Tamit will do. Hey, Texas A&M Texarkana is a good friend of mine. I may be a Texas A&M Aggie. Gig 'em. I graduated from there not too while ago, and so I'm always biased towards the Aggies. But there are other great schools here. You got Alabama State, Kennesaw State, Sam Houston State, San Jose University, St. John's University, and plenty of others. Get 'em, Chiefs, soar! Eagles, soar! Haskell, go! Hey, we got a little bit of a rivalry in chat. I would say, by the way, that they do in fact have multiple rosters for multiple games. Just to answer your question there, yes. Typically, when we talk about, say, Overwatch versus Apex versus League of Legends, etc., these colleges field multiple teams. And they are not usually the same person. And some universities offer scholarships to go do this alongside getting your degree, which is a great way to get to participate in education while also doing this. Gotta go right now, bro. Drop to follow, so I'll see you next stream. I do, in fact. You can see it right up here, Andrew. There it is, listed right above my head. We sure do. Amen. Yeah. I wish I could get a Georgia Tech or Texas A&M scholarship. Honestly, I'd love to see it. Yeah, typically it is multiple rosters. It is not the same players. Now, it does look like we'll be getting in hopefully shortly here. Right now, we are still waiting on Newmont, and it looks like Texas Rio Grande Valley to get inside our lobby. Texas Rio Grande missing one, and the entirety of Newmont here. Scoo from Numenor. Hey, I don't even know what that means. You gotta let me know. What kind of collegiate celebration did you just put in chat? We don't get scholarships at all at USD. University of Southern Dakota. I thought University of South Dakota offers GA positions and stuff. I don't think Texas A&M does scholarships for esports. They barely recruit. No, Texas A&M, as someone who went there, Texas A&M is not a faculty-supported esports program. It is a student-run esports program. It is incredibly large and hosts well over, I think, 400 dues-paying students. But it is also, it cannot offer scholarships or anything like that because it is not actually a facet of the A&M athletics department. So, they can't recruit. They simply can't. They're just, you literally, if you see Texas A&M do well, know that you are losing to a student-run college. Every single time Texas A&M does well, you are losing to someone that is not getting any money, not getting a scholarship. I do pro esports as well. I'm sorry, I didn't see your message there. Pop it up on top there. I will say, I cast the official ALGS Pro League for Apex Legends. I obviously focus on Collegiate in my free time because I'm just a big fan of the colleges, guys. Let's go, Chief Big Dude. I did see that. Chief Big Dude from the Haskell Indians. We'll see how they perform. They were able to get pretty darn close there into the top 10 last game, but not much more than that. Texas A&M Texarkana does, in fact, have scholarships if you are someone in Texas looking for your next college ahead here. Aim small, miss small. Aim small, miss small teams. There you go. There you go. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys all for being here. The games are officially starting on my second PC, so that means we will be getting into this next game very, very shortly here after about 2 minutes. Once we jump on past that. Hey, Vex, baby! Thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And Numenor0123, thank you so much. Oh, you're the little dot. Got it. Thank you so much. Users from the rare powering. Fair. Well, hey, Vex, baby, thank you for sticking around. I go live every night, 8 p.m. Eastern here. Play Versus is one of the slower nights, but tomorrow, the pro college teams do manage to play here. So that'll be a big one. We're going to hop into this next game of World's Edge ahead. This will be, I believe, the last game of World's Edge. For Play Versus, they only run 4 games, right? So that means we go to World's Edge once, World's Edge twice, and then we pop on over to a different map. I can actually find out real quickly here, because I believe it is in the resources document. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Let's go, Team 3. Hey, let's go, Haskell Indians. Let's see if they can pull this one off. But remember, they're right there alongside the absolute legends that are Team 4, Kennesaw State, who did win that very first game. Now, remember, last time around, they were not the team, even though they were phenomenal. Actually, let's just talk about last week, because last week, Kennesaw did not play. SJSU did, in fact, play, and they won the first game, but they were unable to win any more games than that. So, San Jose, you can see them starting all the way over there by staging. That is a team to watch out here. Team 4, Climatizer for the likes of Kennesaw State's black roster. They got the Kennesaw State gold roster right alongside them in survey camp here. We'll see how the rest of this one goes, but there's plenty of time ahead here for these teams to get themselves set up for a squad like University of South Dakota. We saw them at least get all the way to second place, but only with the 1 KP to their name. They were not able to go much further for Southern Dakota. They are going to be starting this game right next to St. Thomas University.
Spotted one, distant.
Either way, quick pop on over the way to Monument there. It does look like we got the main St. John's roster as we do pop back on over to the northern side of the map. We're keeping track of the South Dakota roster to see if they are going to send this one anytime soon here. Closing that gap from East Skyhook to West Skyhook is a fairly common thing when we talk about an early game exchange that usually takes place. University of Southern Dakota. I mean, they got all the time in the world here. Meanwhile, outside of height, St. Thomas University. Get a little port play from Forged and Torch there. Gets them back up to the high ground, and they'll have a little bit of an advantage against South Dakota if they try to cross directly in front of them here. I mean, for now, it doesn't look like they're going to be taking the choice. South Dakota maybe already rotating out for Kennesaw State Gold, the JV of the two rosters. They're going to see if they can tussle with the muscle that is their big daddy, KSU Black. This is the main team here, and they've got a little bit of height to their name. Kindly Monkey is separated, but I want to point out Kennesaw Black has a lot more health to work with right now. Couple long-range shots. Enlighten will be knocked. Kindly Monkey finding the one. That might be the full thirst to go with it. Meanwhile, in the kill feed, it does look like Texas A&M Texarkana is looking worse for wear here. Let's take a quick pop back on over to the Kanji character. Kennesaw, though, blue sky, getting absolutely blistered in the back there. A couple of snipes, and the KSU Black roster are quickly jumping into action to get these extra knocks out. That is one remaining member of KSU Gold. Sister here. This is how you know they're not cheating. They do not care. They are going to take out their own university. And with one final snipe, KSU Gold will be eliminated first at the hands of KSU Black. Any prospects? Numenor, what kind of prospects are you looking for? Texas A&M Texarkana. I talked about how this team is definitely better than you think. Seminole Apex, though, taking a full front to Thermite here, and they just simply are letting this one happen to them. The Texas A&M Texarkana roster will wipe out Seminole lickety-split for the end game here. A quick peek, and we did just see a couple of knocks. It is right now Sam Houston State versus a quickly peeking St. John's main roster. Judd Monk putting in a couple of damages over towards that, and it's going to be a really nice recovery from Chris.exe. Hasn't even been 5 minutes, and it's WW3. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these squads, they understand that to catch up in terms of overall points, you gotta get aggressive. So it's just something that allows them to push rather than play for the end zone, because in most cases, taking the 3v3 is just a successful choice.
Fight, because we got an opponent nearby.
Either way, we'll pop on over to Haskell Indian. We'll see where they will end up. Right now, the center of zone. For squads, though, like the University of Southern Dakota, they're in not too bad of a position right now. Christopher Whoopi drops down. One remaining member taking to the side of the Fisher here. Leonidas, pass Chauffeur. Drafting Decider, looking to close the distance. And that'll be it. One last wipe. Congratulations there to Southern Dakota. They're going to clear out that countdown side. There's still plenty of time for these teams to rotate in. A quick peek towards Northern Michigan. They are getting shot back from that big mod area. I'm pretty sure someone either dropped the gas trap or they dropped the Nox gas grenade down. Either way, SJSU versus Kennesaw. Shmub was wiped out, but now the same can be said for Limbox. As a result, it is going to be a guaranteed revive for SJSU here. Up on high ground, they are going to be able to get that complete recovery. And for Kennesaw, they are separate now. Half of that roster is over here towards Monument. The rest of them are still lagging behind. A couple of choice knocks there against Azure Hero. And I mean, I'm just looking for the banner recovery. Is there a crafter nearby? Is there a chance to get that one up? Because you can't grab it directly anymore. Looking from the quick peek there, I don't believe so. Let's go, Charlie Kirky. Absolutely, Runty Red. Absolutely. Well, a couple of big peeks there, and it is none other than Haskell Indians holding off the remnants of Kennesaw. Kennesaw is a duo. Haskell Indians have the numbers advantage, but that does not mean this fight is easy. Vert, Wild Panda Hawks, and Crazy Big Dude here, trying to see if they can finish this one off easy. And a couple of shots in the side, though, and it is already big punishment for Kennesaw watching that cross. Still, as a duo, though, at some point here, you may see them face a knock. Instead, a quick tune-in with none other than Texas A&M Texarkana. They've lost one here at the hands of Norwich. But the same can be said. Texas A&M Texarkana, a Sparrow ultimate from the other side, and it's a third party for St. John's University. One remaining member of Texas A&M Texarkana there. Meanwhile, on the outside of the building, Norwich healing right in front of St. John's in the Harvester area. The majority of our squads have yet to move into where they need to go. Looks like we will see a little flyaway from Newmont there. Plenty of other teams. Once again, back to the University of Southern Dakota. They have the leading start of a knock here, but not the real one to follow suit. They did not get enough damage down. Well, tough to say. Looks like for Southern Dakota, they are going to watch this fight take place in front of them. If I had to guess, I would say SJSU is part of this. They were once recently seen in the northern side of the map here, so they're probably the other squad that is wiping out Alabama State here. Yep, quick peek lets us know that it is in fact SJSU. I mean, North Dakota has held their tongue for now, but honestly, they should have gotten involved while SJSU was distracted. This is a very good roster. And compared to the first game where they were a duo, this time around they are a trio. A full dive, a 45 knock, and for as good as South Dakota is, that'll be the wipe for SJSU. Outside of that very, very tight truck line, we got a couple more changes. A quick peek over to Sam Houston State, and once again, Kennesaw Black is struggling here. Kindly Monkey was revived alongside Limbach. And that means they've got this at least hook, line, and sinker for 2 knocks found. One remaining member, a drop to the low ground there, and it will be another Kennesaw wipe. Quickly coming out of the woodwork, though, St. Thomas University are right here alongside this choke, and if they move quick enough, they could maybe wipe out Kennesaw. Not to mention, Haskell Indians are here as well. A quick peek through the low ground. We are going to look into Norwich College. I mean, these are just easy wipes for Norwich here. One remaining member past the Catalyst Wall, and that would be a big Norwich College wipe. Now, yes, looks like the Haskell Indians are the center of zone here. Kennesaw have gifted themselves that next zone ahead. Meanwhile, Alabama State never truly allowed to recover here. The follow through from SJSU. The shots just ain't shot in there. Schmub literally point blank reloading. But for Alabama State, they will be finished off by the remainder of SJSU. There is a little bit of a peek play from S. Thomas. Oh, St. Thomas. I don't know about that one. Looks like Rio Grande not much better themselves there. 2 members remaining for Northern Michigan. They're trying to work their way in the zone. There's a lot of squads that have yet to get their way into the final zone here. A quick peek for the Haskell Indians, and that is a drop against Kennesaw. The Haskell Indians lead the fight here in the center of the map. Problem, though, the Alter TP is ready and available, and for the Haskell Indians, I don't think they're going to get that full wipe. Instead, let's pop down to the southern side of zone. A quick wipe for SJSU. The rest of them are going to hold out these southern squad rotations. Teams alike, St. Thomas University still have to fight their way in. SJSU, here they are. I don't even know if SJSU knows this is a duo, but Iggy is going to make the smart decision to get out of the equation here. Little port play to low ground. It is a trade of 1 onto Schmub, and that lets us know that that is going to be Texas Rio Grande also here as well. Half is a sub of SJSU. Viking Caps taking a little bit of a break on Thursdays, and that's all you really need to know, Singular Frog. All right. 10 squads remaining, half of it the monument area, half of it the open area. Kennesaw was able to reset, and I got to admit, this is, Texas A&M Texarkana struggling here on the other side. I believe this is the rest of that Texas A&M roster, and they're going to look for a little port play from Kindly Monkey. It's entry frag damage, and it will be the follow-through from the rest of KSU. One remaining member of Texarkana. and they will be running for the hills here. Maybe we'll run even into the Haskell Indians, who are on the other side of this rock. Couple of peak plays, and at least for now, Kennesaw will survive, as will Texas A&M. Still, a couple of big wipes there, and it won't get much better. Quick check-in with SJSU. They were facing a few knocks in the Monument area, but could be at least completely healed up. The problem is Monument does get a bit dicey when we talk about survivability. So, only time can tell. Kennesaw back to Monument. They could be playing directly into SJSU here. Kennesaw State, SJSU, wall for wall. Misty with the Nox gas grenade. That is going to give them cover to heal this one out. Meanwhile, Texas A&M checks Arcana. One remaining member there is that's a knock of Misty, a knock of Limbox. And for SJSU, they may be claiming this in their own way here. Couple of birds around the back, and we got a third-party exchange. Half quickly utilizing the gas trap. I mean, needs to get out of dodge. St. John's, they may catch that rotation from SJSU, and they will get the knock onto Ton of Clay as a result. SJSU, one remaining member left to stand here. There's going to be the full wipe coming over from St. John's. 9 squads down. Don't forget to give us a little map next time more often, so I can at least see the team. Kindly Monkey's still alive, but I can't imagine it'll be for long. University of Dayton playing the same spot they had just come from here. The same with Newmont. And he's got to try. Kindly Monkey has got to try. Now, it does look like the Haskell Indians, just to give you guys an update, Haskell Indians did die at some point. Thought I saw it earlier, but I didn't want to say it until I saw the map. They're going to get wiped out here. Meanwhile, SJSU finished just as quickly at the hands of Rio Grande Valley there. Kindly Monkey with a long-range knock. And Rio Grande is going to be down to a duo. There's a nice full thirst for Kennesaw. And of the 7 squads remaining, Kennesaw is single-handedly the best. They want to try to play the outside of this zone, though. Get towards that western side where you see the crafter currently. That's the best place you can control the zone. But I know Kennesaw. This is a team that likes to pick up KP every step of the way. St. John's University, couple of nade plays, and that's the big blast that make you go big boom. St. John's here on the other side also has a position in this zone right now. The majority of these squads, I'll say this, I personally believe all 7 of these teams can be set up here. A quick tally with Kennesaw there. They're finally right up against St. John's primary roster. If I was them, I would be very careful. Go port play to the inside. They might have given themselves away there. Up above, St. John's. The gas traps are very critical points to make. Little arc star throw there against Kennesaw on the low ground. St. John's, they are one bag port play away from the end. We're up in the best position, though. The University of Dayton will have the God spot this game. Here comes the full send. A knock on to Kindly Monkey there. A couple of quick burns back as the Sparrow Ultimate is a force to be reckoned with. Still, though, Chudmonk with that full thirst onto Kindly Monkey, and there is no reset recovery for Kennesaw here. Stuck as a duo. Misty will be wiped out. It's a rotation in from St. John's secondary roster, and that will be Kennesaw dead in 6th overall. St. John's, and then you've got Newmont as a duo, Texas Rio Grande as a solo, and in the best possible position, University of Dayton holds that western edge in zone. Like I said from the get-go, I called it. I said, if you want to win this game, you got to be playing over by that crafter there. And it is going to be, at least for now, a controlling position, but not a controlling Kraber. Need to get a couple of extra shots in here for Bluish Game Boy. There's the lead. A dive in the back line. Rather than that, though, it is still a 2v1. That is going to be the full thirst there onto a 0 hero. And I can imagine Dayton should be able to get the reset back together. A barrage, though, in the 2v1 here. Might try and stun them. There's going to be the full flesh found against the Bluish Game Boy as we say goodbye to Numont here. For Bluish, you got to hope that they have a Moby or something. Manolito coming in for Texas Rio Grande. Try and see if they can get themselves up here. St. John's and St. John's. Both main rosters are also still in the game. Graber in the hands of Wide Off. All right. St. John's. Manolito is thirsted. Dayton was able to get the reset here. Bluish Game Boy is back into it, but it comes at the sacrifice of position. That's going to be the remnant of St. John's coming in there for a couple of full thirsts very easily from either side. Wydocto will face a knock, and the primary St. John's roster has come to play. There's a reason they're the main team. So, a quick reset there. Shutmunk will peek the other side. It is a trade for trade and a double knockdown. One is St. John's left to last remaining member. The other St. John's squad, the varsity roster here, just needs to put damage down where it counts. The caustic gas is ticking, but Alino's got that first chunk found, and it will be St. John's University with game 2. Congratulations to St. John's there, and of course to St. John's. That's right, we got 3 St. John's rosters in the lobby. Both of them make it to first and second place here. Let's pop on over, hopefully in a second, to that scoreboard. I'm gonna go grab a water so my voice stays primed and ready. GG's. I'm sorry the Haskell Indians got knocked out so early, folks. It's always as tough as it gets. Let's go, y'all. 5th as a duo. Amen. 5th as a duo. That was, I believe, Numont you're talking about? Either Numont or Texas Rio Grande. I'm going to grab a water bottle. All right, it's y'all's favorite moment. Your fan favorite friend. Shout out to our St. John's roster for a first place finish. St. John's secondary roster for second with 8. There you've got University of Dayton third with 5. Texas Rio Grande, even as a duo, 4th with 7. The same for Numont with 5. Of course, Kennesaw in 6th with 12. And plenty of other rosters here. We got a little bit of time, so I might as well say, folks, this is Lewis. He is my purr child. Hey, Mr. Pato 001. Were you born the same year as I? Here's the kitty. Luis, or Lewis? It's the second one. All right, Lewis. Go have fun. He's a good boy. We always do a little Lewis check whenever I get a water bottle. His eyes are like orbs. You should see when he's playing. When he's playing, he goes absolutely crazy, and his eyes become these big black dots. What do you think about the UTRGV in this match? Honestly, I'm impressed. As a duo, you guys were at least able to finish with not just a top 4 finish, but also KP on the board. That's hard to do as a duo, guys. Let's not sell that short. Being able to get points, not just from your replacement, but also your KP when you are down an entire member is no short feat, so congratulations to Rio Grande there. We'll see how that one evolves over time. top 4 finish. If we were calculating your points right now as a duo, you would have just finished with double digits. The same with Newmont, by the way. Newmont did a great job as well. As a duo, we're able to get all the way to 5th place. That's a great place for placement as well. Remember, 5th and up is where placement really starts to matter. You're wiping out full squads for the same amount of points here. Anyways, a little bit of time ahead before we get officially into game here. I want to thank everyone for stopping by when it comes to Play Versus. We are going to be switching, though, to Stormwipe. I was wiping full squads game 1. You're not wrong, kindly, but you have also been playing Collegiate Apex for well over a year plus now. So it's a different comparison, I would say. I've only been playing since last semester. That can't be true. Are you serious? Really? How long have you been playing Apex in general, kindly? Because you look pretty good. Competing maybe, but playing no. Day 1. Okay. So I was about to say, you have been playing competitive Apex for about 6 months, but you've been playing Apex for 7 years. Granted, I also played on day 1 as well, but I also, I have competing since my junior year of high school. Oh my gosh. I've been playing Apex for 6 months. See, I'm right there with Hyperactive. I am not the type to, I've only got like 1,500 hours in Apex. Not much. Dang, you played a lot of Apex. It's been 7 years since Apex was released, guys, as of early February. The 7-year anniversary of Apex was just 2 weeks ago. Pretty much exactly 2 weeks ago. I believe it was February 5th. So, I mean, it has made my life for the better. You know? I've been able to travel the world and meet some incredible faces. I've been to England and Japan and Saudi Arabia, all because of Apex. For free. Completely for free. You know? I hadn't played this game for 6 years until last semester. Dang. You basically weren't playing at all. I still had hair when Apex came out. Gotta pop on that finasteride minoxidil. So close, brother. So close yet so far. I'm kidding. Well, the games are officially starting on my second monitor here, which tells me I've got 2 minutes till I get to see how this one goes. That being said, we will be starting shortly. Ow, that actually kind of hurts. I hope we can actually get done relatively quickly today. Looks like we are moving pretty darn fast. Everybody is kind of here. Newmont will still likely be playing this one out as a duo. The same to be said for Texas Rio Grande Valley. Maybe St. John's as well. So, might have been a disconnect for St. John's. Well, let's take a look. Server is officially starting here. I don't think we do remakes. I don't know. We'll see. Pretty sure we do not. Ain't no way these many schools are competing. There are, in Collegiate Apex, there are a total of about 160 to 180 schools. You are only seeing 20. A fraction of the amount of teams that can be fielded in Collegiate Apex. It is insane. I could sit here and I could name you 40 easily. No problem. I could name 40 right off the top of my head. There are so many rosters in Collegiate. Most people just don't know they exist. I mean, think of a major school. What is the next tournament going to be? FPSA, either the next tournament after the IRL Collegiate Olympics is going to be a solo queue tournament where everybody will be randomized, and I will either do 2 days of just straight competition and then award the best players from each day, or I will randomize it, and depending on how many players we'll have, we'll do another group stage sort of thing, and then we will do a draft. A 20-team draft. Zephyr Realm. Yeah. We could do a little Zephyr Realm. Can we hold hands, Zephyr? Koryu, of course. Of course. I fuck with that. I also fuck with that. I am going to balance it, though, by taking all of the players that we get and kind of attributing a rating to them, so it's not completely random. I want it to be like, if I get 120 players, right? 40 of them will be classified as high tier, 40 of them will be classified as mid tier, and 40 of them will be classified as low tier. And so that when we randomize, it won't just be you get 3 high tier players, congrats, you win the game. It'll be you always have 1 good player, 1 decent player, and 1 bad player. That way it's equal. Is this an official league, or can I fill a team?
R99.
Oh, for Play Versus? Play Versus is an official league. What's up, Simplicity? Good to see you, brother. Welcome back. Play Versus is definitely an official league. I'm bored. Well, you know, you can just go play Apex. Lewis, can we get out of Papa's viewing space? Okay. You? Oh, you want to play with this? Okay, you can play with this. He likes playing with water.
The enemy has arrived.
All right. 20 squads up on the board here. What's Play Versus compared to Octane? In what way? A team like Kennesaw, they're as familiar as it gets. Alongside them, you've got St. John's, who did, by the way, did just win that last game.
Distant.
So you have the winners of Game 1 next to the winners of Game 2. And as anyone can guess, the winners of Game 1 look a lot better. That's going to be a couple of major wipes for St. John's against them there. And Chudmonk, well, he's in a tough spot. Not a lot of rotations ahead here. One good scan from the Sparrow would let you know where they're going, but the gas traps are just as much of a warning sign. Chudmonk will be found. And for Kennesaw State, they wipe out the team that won last game. Looks like Enlightened for Kennesaw is finding their own success against another squad here. We got SJSU, though, versus Texas A&M Texarkana. Not Koryu, I would definitely say you're close. Octane is the most popular with 120 Apex teams. Play Versus is only 20 teams. Anyways, SJSU not looking fantastic against the likes of Texas A&M Texarkana. Shmub will get knocked down here, and there's going to be the rest of SJSU trying to play for survival, and Octane will take a leaping dive away, but Ton of Clay will be dead for the day. One remaining member against SJSU. It is up to half to survive here. Grab cannon, and the launch from the rest of this team is going to come just as quickly here. Zachary from Texas A&M Texarkana. Oh, he can't stop his momentum. That's going to be very close. They're going to play. No, it's not the same. What ends up happening is it's an open sign-up. So if your school is registered to Play Versus, you can openly sign up for this every week. Anyway, Sam Houston State, they're going to get the jump on Kennesaw Gold here. First knock found, the Ash court play, but that first on to Enlightened is even more important there. Elon, Megalomaniacs, and Chris.exe, where they could be. They're going to turn their attention right back to the same low ground that Kennesaw Gold was looking at. On the other side, you've got Norwich College here. Norwich versus Sam Houston. Megalomaniacs finds knock number 1, knock numero 2, and with one remaining member behind that last rock there, this is looking like a Norwich College death. That final squad went all the way down. Is there prizing or is there prizing? I believe there is prizing. There is money involved.
It's okay. I don't think anyone saw, except whoever shot you.
I found a cone and I got
Open
really
door over
distracted
there.
by how
What are
nice
the odds
the
it was
cone
the wind?
feels. Well, looks like Newmont are here in the center of Jurassic, and it also looks like Lewis has popped up to cover him. Surprise catch. SJSU never quite able to get themselves set back up here. Very close to them nearby is St. John's. Could be reviving over towards that lagoon area. We got a little bit of a tussle here between Texas A&M Texarkana and just the duo of Hartwick College here. Now, I don't know if Texas A&M Texarkana knows this is a duo. All right. Well, from up on high, Beans with knock number 1 there. A quick wipe at that. That will leave Hartwick stuck, well, stuck making a bad decision. Tries to run that one away. And for Hartwick College, they will be the next squad to go here. Taking a look at our zone, I do want to point out Seminole State College of Florida and Haskell are moving towards the wall here. That is where this zone will finish up, maybe predominantly within the wall POI. Typically, that is what we usually like.
It's also that way.
Enemy rather close.
Andrea 1 here.
Well, a quick recovery for Kennesaw after we saw their knock early in Jurassic. That'll be Kanji character wiping out X Forbid. And this is critical because there is a Newcastle on the other end. Still though, one knockdown, a re-knock onto the horizon. Kanji character is putting in the damage where it seriously counts there. It will be Blue Sky that finds that final knockdown. But for Kennesaw Gold, they might see this respawn recovery for SJSU. It just depends how loud they are. Up on high, Texas A&M Texarkana is once again finding another chunk of KP ahead here. Point blank, and I'm pretty sure that Sparrow ultimate is finding the entire mobile shield. Adayin and Mikey Poo not in a good spot to really make that ultimate count. Still though, Caustic Gas will get the knock there, and hey, Speed Demon, good to see you, bud. Welcome back, love. Either way, Texas A&M Texarkana, they know how to pinch this one out, and that'll be another major chunk of wipes. This time around, the full squad down. Now SJSU, they just got these revives off after their terrible exchange against Texas A&M Texarkana. Half Blue Sky and Enlightened looking to bring this roster down from the other side. Enlightened will dive into Storm, and that will be another knock against them. One remaining member, ton of clay here, one remaining tick of health. He cannot dive into zone, and that will be SJSU wiped out in 14th at the hands of Kennesaw here. Speaking of Kennesaw, they are in the wall now, right next to the Haskell Indians. I know we have Haskell Indians fans in chat, and I know we have a hell of a lot more Kennesaw fans. It's a tough spot to be. Texas, Rio Grande Valley. They've got a little bit of a long-range drive there against the Norwich College. Seminole College of Florida here. They're going to pick up some of these wipes on their way down from where Seminole College are playing in. This is a very good spot for the end game. right? You have great conversion into the wall area. If you want to play from height, there's a lot of entries in there. Now, University of Dayton, stuck as a duo. Let's take a pop on over to Kennesaw and the Haskell Indians. Kennesaw as a trio, making the port play. Kindly Monkey looking ahead here. Haskell took a huge chunk of damage on Chief Big Dude, and that will be Chief dropped down. Kindly Monkey from the other side, as we will see the full launch onto Limbox there, but it is a thirst. Vert XP, they're able to find a knock that counts. Limbox is down, but the interior recovery will be covered by Kindly Monkey here, and the Haskell Indians have worked themselves away from the equation. So, Kennesaw have taken Haskell Indians' place in zone, and the rest of these teams are just beginning to arrive. University of Dayton, as well as the Seminole State College of Florida. It does look like Sam Houston State has got a little fight here, but they could get held out by Texas A&M Texarkana. Remember, that zone is closing directly on top of the wall POI. This is as tough as it gets. A couple of long-range shots there, and most of these squads need to keep on moving. Kennesaw Gold, they took so long on the outside of zone. This will be so tough for them to get a good spot, one that doesn't come with a decent fight ahead. Still though, Enlightened Conchi, everybody is so low, and it is KSU Gold just barely missing out on Texas A&M Texarkana. University of Dayton, they were all the way to third place last time. Oh, my cat is so cute.
Let's go here.
Texas A&M Texarkana, plenty of squads fighting their way in. I can only assume this is Kennesaw Gold here. Little Vert nade to start this one off. The Sparrow ultimate as well. KSU Gold, they are ticking in zone. And oh no, they've just barely gotten themselves a rock to work with. This is tough. There's gonna be the drop on to Zachary. The rest of KSU have survived for now, but it can't possibly be for much longer. Workplace potentially down below, but remember, these are the full knocks against them here. Stuck on the outside of zone. It's a wrap. And for Texas A&M Texarkana, that will be the full wipe against the Kennesaw Gold roster. Kennesaw Black, though, is still in the lobby. They have a very, very good position in zone, and it is one to appreciate, folks. We talk about real estate value. That is a buyout that will gain. Meanwhile, Vert XP, really good knock against Gumps there. Most dealt up Scorches and Graceful Melon. I mean, they've got to play for the reset recovery. Instead, the Haskell Indians here, remember, they've still lost out on Chief Big Dude, but they've done enough to push them away for now. Still, a reset is coming onto Gumps, whether they like it or not. So for the Haskell Indians, they got to find where they're going to set themselves up. Vert, Wild Panda Hawks. Stuck as a duo, but such a good position in zone there. Meanwhile, Texas A&M Texarkana, their assault towards victory has looked absolutely insane this game. They get that knock onto the Mirage, and there's a couple of long-range shots from King Addy here from the side of Newmont. That's going to be survival for now, but with that heal loud and clear, Praise might see this one. You can hear the long sniper dropping a shot there. King Addy quickly racing this one into zone. That high ground likely to be assumed by Texas A&M Texarkana. I don't know if they noticed that, but that rock is in front of them. That's where one of those teams are. For Texarkana, though, they've got a couple of issues to rotate. Praise will be caught out by Iggy. There is going to be the long jump from Newcastle, but the wall is facing the wrong direction here. Port plays, though, from the interior of St. Thomas will stop them from getting extra additional knocks onto Texarkana. They have to be so respectful of those couple of peaks there on the backside of the Crafter.
Got an enemy here.
Texarkana, a knock of one. Texarkana down to the low ground. Newmont as a solo. Meanwhile, a tunage back into Norwich College here. Wild Panda Hoss, again, knocked out, and for the Haskell Indians, this time around, losing to Vertex P. There is only one crafter to behold, and funny enough, it's actually in a great spot for them. They could very easily get that crafted. No one is there yet, so the Haskell Indians aren't out of it yet. I don't know if I can say the same for Tex Arcana. Walking into Kennesaw Black is a tough exchange. Kindly Monkey with one, but Craze with another. 2v2, up to Ruth. Kindly Monkey with another knock. And for Tex Arcana, it is now the 1v1 against Limbox. Maybe the port play is what they'll be looking for here. Oh, Iggy's got a long-range knock onto Tex Arcana, and while Misty will be full thirsted,
Okay. I don't think anyone
Kennesaw,
saw.
they will put themselves back together, stick and glue, as Tex Arcana are forced down, I believe, as a duo. Little peek to the edge of zone here, and honestly, I think this is where we say goodbye to Dumont College. One final beam, and yeah, that'll likely be it for them in 8th overall. It does also seem like the Haskell Indians were wiped out there, that long-range wrap from Norwich College. 7 teams remaining. Texas Rio Grande is one of them as a duo. Texas A&M, Tex Arcana have put themselves back together, and they've got Texas on Texas violence in store for the folks at home here. One remaining member for, well, Manolito and the Rio Grande boys. One last rotate into the edge of zone there, and it will be Craze with the final beam necessary on Manolito. From high ground, though. And the thought as a duo. One good knock from Kindly Monkey would be it, but instead forced to port out here. Craze leading the fight. Inside of the building, though, that's going to be enough damage for what they need. 2 shields broken. Only 2 members of Kennesaw. Kindly Monkey sniped out from afar, and Limbox is playing this so slow as a solo. This is tough. This is so tough. Craze E? Is it crazy? Or is it Craze?
Go here.
I'm confused. Alright. Well, Fortune Toast, Pikachu Life, and the rest of St. Thomas have been controlling the high ground, and now they control arguably the best position in zone. Texas A&M, Tex Arcana, they want to finish off Kennesaw here. They don't want to let them even have the chance for recovery. A couple of beams back there. You can only assume that that might be Limbox. Unable to get the banner crafted here. Remember, the outside currently only held by St. Thomas University. Those long-range peaks from Texas A&M, Tex Arcana will be pressured back by the University of Dayton for now. No banner craft recovery for Limbox here. The minute he tried to walk outside of zone, it was a huge punishment from the holdout from St. Thomas. The only team we have not talked about in a while is Norwich. They currently have a position in zone. One that could very easily be contested by Texas A&M. Honestly, don't have to do much. Playing up on that high ground is a really good spot. I mean, they have the Newcastle wall if they want to use it. Yeah. Newcastle wall down, beams there. I mean, they have great defense against the edge of zone.
Could be fun over here. Spotted an open supply bin over there. Move it over here.
All right. Couple of long-range shots here, prepped and ready in the barrel for St. Thomas. I mean, this is easy money. The heady is what Iggy is looking for. But realistically, they can just bide their time. Texas A&M, Tex Arcana, as a trio, still has to deal with the fact that Norwich College are stuck below them. There are 2 rats, right? We still do have Dayton and, actually, Dayton's a duo. Dayton is a duo, and Limbox is a solo for Kennesaw here. And then, of course, that great position held on the outside by St. Thomas. Limbox playing this one very low and slow, quiet on the edge there. He wants that crafter so badly, but realistically, there is just no time for it at all. University of Dayton They've got plenty in store here. Metro, Bluish Gamer, they actually have a lot of open cover on that southern side of the wall. There's Iggy. Couple of good peeks against Texas A&M, and honestly, put more damage down than Texas put against them. A quick Phoenix kit, and you're gonna see University of Dayton maybe try to evac over this wall. It's gonna get shot out instantaneously from these other squads. A slide down to the low ground, and you can only assume we maybe are looking at Limbox, or, well, maybe the full push here. University of Dayton, a knock of one against Fortune Toast. How did a great position go so wrong here? That will be the knockdown, but they have just given up such a critical height at that. But the problem is, no one can move. It looks like both Texas A&M, Texarkana, and Norwich are unable to take advantage of this great moment. Instead, Texas A&M Arcana is on the outside. Maybe a little bit of wider space behind them. Norwich College trying to put their way in there. Looks like Norwich is going to find Limbox and take us down to our final 3 squads remaining. Texarkana on the outside. Long recovery for St. Thomas. One remaining member there on the low ground, Norwich. Healing this one out, getting a couple of peeks there. Iggy from St. Thomas with knock number 1. Iggy with another knock here against Texas A&M Texarkana. Honestly, that's a fantastic Newcastle reset because it is going to keep Texarkana alive in this one. Norwich stuck as a duo. The heady advantage here on the outside is critical for St. Thomas. Iggy, though, will be dropped, and for Texarkana, they now have the numbers advantage to work with. Revive, too slow, a peek up to height here. It is a duo. Texarkana are out from their hidey hole, and more than that, it's a Texarkana dub for Game 3. Congratulations to the likes of Texas A&M, Texarkana. They won once last week, and there you go, another win on the board. All right, let's hope we got a look at that scoreboard before the end here. All right. 20 KP for Texarkana. They're going to walk away with 32 points here. On the other side in second, St. Thomas only with 4. And respectively, Norwich only with 6. Team 4, Kennesaw State Black. 12 KP in a 4th place finish is 17. They are handedly beaten by the Texarkana squad. Of course, alongside that, we do see some quieter finishes from squads like the University of Dayton there, Western Nebraska Community College, as well as Texas Rio Grande. Up top, Newmont and Haskell Indian to round out your top 9. I do want to point out the little bit of KP that was picked up here from both Sam Houston State and Kennesaw Gold. Whoa, you got chat on screen now. I do. It's to communicate with the multitude of streaming things that I do. I was about to say, that way if you're tuning in from somewhere else, you still get to stay up to date with my most popular place, which is, here. All right, last prediction of the day. Who wins? We've got our winners of Game 1. Kennesaw Black. Let's throw Kennesaw Gold in there. Let's throw SJSU. Texas A&M. Tex. Arcana. Cana. What else do we got? Who is our winner of Game 2 there? Ah, yes. St. John's. I'm going to paraphrase this by just saying any of them, because there's multiple. Let's throw a Rio Grande. Let's pump a Haskell Indian, because folks love them. And I've liked Seminole State of College of Florida. They've been pretty good. How do you spell Seminole? Tama is Texas A&M Texarkana. Oh, who should I put on this last one? Let's just do anyone else. Where is that? It is in northeastern Texas. Northeastern. It is right on the edge. Or close to, at least. All right. Prediction is live for the final game of the day. 2 minutes on the board. Get your bets in. Here, I'll show you. Let's pop on over. Here is the scoreboard. Albeit this scoreboard is not officially updated, at least as live as I'd like it. Even still, you can kind of get a general idea. Teams like Kennesaw Black are in the lead. Squads like Texas A&M, Texarkana are right there. You've got, I don't know. It says Harrisburg is playing, but it's just confusing because week 2. They updated it. I kept calling Harrisburg St. Thomas. I apologize to Harrisburg. The official document was not updated in time, so I've been referring to you as the wrong team this whole time. Yeah, St. John, Seminole, San Jose, San Houston. Yeah, they changed that one very last minute there. That was not listed as Harrisburg. Anyways, maps, Google. Coco, welcome back to stream. As you can see, here we go on the very edge of the map. Texarkana, right on the border. It is literally the border of Arkansas, which is why you have Arkansas and Texas. Therefore, Texarkana. Grandma was watching the right team. Grandma was watching the right team. That's my bad. I was like, I swear they're not playing tonight. And honestly, they, at least up until a while ago when they updated the leaderboard, they had St. Thomas written down and not Harrisburg. So that sucks. Never heard of it? Yeah, it's just a little old quaint town, small little area. So just a tiny little place there. We have a street that is half Arkansas, half Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, less than 10 minutes away. Oh yeah, that's right. Because you've got the edge of Oklahoma here. You've got, of course, Arkansas and Texas, and then yeah, Shreveport is really close for you in Louisiana. And honestly, you're really not that far from Dallas either. I mean, this is not a bad drive to Dallas. Yeah, it's actually, you guys are closer to Dallas than I am. Can you believe that? It takes less time to get to Dallas than Four States Auto Museum. Guys, I got to head to the Four States Auto Museum. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Dang. Oh, there's a video? Sick video.
All right, y'all looking? 1, 2, 3.
Suarez has redeemed a hydrate, which, at least for me, means we're gonna pop on over to my refrigerator to get one more water bottle for Zephyr here. So I'm gonna put this one back on over to the primary in game because it is about to start. That's a proper accent. You know, I don't usually typically lay it on thick, but if I want to, I could sound like I'm from here a little bit more directly. I could sit here and cast the entire game like this anytime you want. But welcome back. Hey Tempo. Hey Minus Tempo, good to see you, brother. The crazy thing is Tempo's only 2 hours from me. He's also in Texas, I think. Sometimes. Nah, I'm still in Canada. I'll be back soon, though. Ah, there you go. I got a bit of an accent, too. Just got good at hiding it so the city folks won't pick on you. Well, I'll tell you what. Tempo is Canadian. I hope you don't understand that. Tempo is a Canadian gentleman. As for me, I am from Texas. I have been from Texas, and I will still be from Texas for the rest of my life. And honestly, that's about as good as it gets. Here's a cat. He's a pretty boy. I accidentally full screened my game. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If you want cats, you just go walking around here during the fall, and you got all the time in the world to find a little baby one. FPSA,
I think we should go
thank
here.
you so much.
Opponent there. Huh. They should not have given up their position. Let's scout this area.
Kennesaw State has showcased how good they can be, and they'll be starting this one out in Stormcatcher. Here they come. Kindly Monkey, Misty, already low. Rusty Red, thank you for the follow. For Texas A&M, Texarkana, they'll be the first ones to find the knockdown here on Misty. Limbox, Kindly Monkey, up on high. Looks like Kindly Monkey with 51 damage there. Has got at least a little bit of a trade for a trade. Up for the top end, Beans and Craze knocked down, and now it is up to Zachary. Keep this one going. Still, Limbox pumped back there. And hey, On Wing Baby, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, everyone told me, they said, Zephyr, you have to keep the baby kitten. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna.
Spotted an enemy.
Zachary here, last remaining member. The same to be said for Kennesaw. This is arguably a fight to decide them all. Texas A&M Texarkana versus Kennesaw Black there. Kindly Mickey up support to the top end. Door is deep. Mozambique 51 on 51, 102. A little jumble jump boogaloo. A little port play up to height there for Kindly Monkey 34. Peeks it back to the low ground. And it's a Kindly Monkey special here.
Over there.
Congratulations. Kennesaw Black starts their run with one hell of a fight. Now, I will say, Harrisburg is very, very close. Yeah, bad luck. I will say, spawning right next to Kennesaw is about as bad as it gets. That being said, it did look like we just saw the death of SJSU just as quickly. I'm shocked to say it, but it has been a bad day for San Jose State University. All right, I'm gonna stop. I don't know if you guys like that, but there you go. That is the casual Texan accent. Sam Houston versus Alabama State. Sounds like I'm talking relatives. 77 damage. Chris.exe here in the corner. Ah, my gosh, I can't believe how much health it looked like Fritz had. Well, Sam Houston, they'll lead for now, but realistically, the entirety of Alabama State was never quite put together here. They're already going to be running this one away down towards that pylon area, and hopefully for a reset. We'll quickly tune in with Northern Michigan versus St. John's. This is the primary St. John's roster, the one that won the second game of the day. So we're going from winner to winner to winner. One of them has already died, and maybe the next one will arrive. Instead, it is a knock of two here, and that will be St. John's University just trying to find that last remaining kill. Ghost up on high ground, a couple of beams, and that will be the St. John elimination on Northern Michigan.
Let's explore this way.
PCL, honestly, it's probably a little bit better, but not much. I think NECC is better, though, in general, just because it's more well organized, and that's okay. PCL just started. NECC at least had a little bit of extra time behind them, you know? I know Play Versus has been around for a little bit, but the whole collegiate expansion for Play Versus is just getting its feet off the ground. Couple of squads as we jump back on over to Sam Houston State. They are trying to find that last remaining member of Alabama. A quick pop and a dive over to St. John's. Let's see how this one goes. Well, a little burn in the back there is how it'll start. King Addy with knock numero uno there. The Mirage, well, they get bamboozled, but only for so long. It is a straight potential 1v1 now, especially with Addy already knocked down. Sadly, though, hyperactive, doesn't stick around for the 1v1, doesn't want the numbers as well. I would say it's no disadvantage or advantage. It's just as equal as it gets. That'll be it for now. Haskell dubbed this game. The Haskell dub. It is relatively, it is possible, but I will say they are not engaged.
Someone's out there. Enemy there, fire.
That sucks, Grap. That sucks. It was a transition period, I suppose. Oh. Evie, somehow, some way for St. John's. Still alive, but only as a solo. Teams like Sam Houston State still here and still tracking it. I mean, it's a big team against the Trident, but does it really find the damage they need? They still didn't land. They just kicked Apex out. Yeah, it's just too many PCs, man. Too many PCs for you guys. Let's jump back on over to Kennesaw. They've yet to leave the Stormcatcher area. And it's probably because they've got all the time in the world to pick up this fight. University of Dayton, they've had a lot of good show-outs here in the game directly. Meanwhile, looks like University of South Dakota getting the run-in with Sam Houston State. They have been here in Pylon for so long. I mean, that's just a clean and easy knock there. Looks like potentially Dayton may be completely dead, and the same to be said for the University of South Dakota. Welcome back, Andrew. Good to see you, brother. Teak is back. Oh, Skittles, he came in late. Skittles, this is the last game of the day. Oh, big jump from Kennesaw Gold up to high ground. And we'll see how it goes. Either way, it is going to be a drop down from Sam Houston. They've controlled this hike for so long and are now going to be forced to run this away. Kennesaw Gold is not the type of team you want to casually run into. FPS Aether, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Right now, the only squads in zone are Seminole State College, the main St. John's roster, and Kennesaw State Black. Kennesaw Gold here. That's the beam that should be the memes. That would be enough to close the distance, but it is nothing yet there. Again, the Mirage slowing down in length for now. The beams point blank as Blue Sky will support. Chris.exe will be found, and with one remaining fight, that's it for Sam Houston State. All right, let's take a little tune-in with none other than Kennesaw Black. They just got the white here onto the main St. John's roster. So now, Seminole State, while they have thrust in damage, they are prevented by a good Sparrow ultimate. Sober here, stuck on the other side of the cart. There's going to be the full dive. Instead, it's a port play to get at least the first result. Texas A&M Texarkana was really good, Singular Frog. They just kind of got wiped so early, you know? It's a shame. Big risk for the last round. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Sometimes you gotta put your money where your mouth is. Kennesaw Gold, it's time for them to potentially get in the zone here. They might take their time, and actually, under the bridge they will go. The chase from western Nebraska is a little too far away there. And hell, sentinel shots aren't even landing in a way that matters. Kennesaw jumping off of the Trident. See how they go. Thank you for the likes, by the way, Andrew. Sitting at 3,500. The maximum amount I've ever gotten is 50,000. Zephyr, do it jiggle. Me, personally, oh, wow. I've got great help. Nice kidnap from Kindly Monkey as he'll jiggle him onto the low ground there. He's going to jiggle his way up to the high ground, and this is a trade for trade that, hey, a good court play will get you out of the equation. Misty also keeping here. Sparrow ultimate from Limbox has been extended. Still, Kuniko's here from the other side of the Seminole State College. Just as quickly, pressuring this one back. Court again from Kindly Monkey. And that's Flesh Knock, number 1 found. Kindly Monkey, another full send. A fadeaway Boogaloo down to the low ground. And you have to imagine it might be Limbox that finishes the job. Zover stuck inside the building. He's got to know that this is just easily accessible. Either way, Limbox does in fact get knocked with just a tick of health to their name. We'll see how this goes. 130 on the beat. 130. That's all you'll need. But instead, it is another Zover wipe. Zover porting this one out for a little bit of recovery. And Misty, you know what? They're just going to take the time with all the extra time they've got. You get a full reset there from the interior. Zover still sitting on no health available. That's going to be the port play, I believe, back up to high ground here. Couple of full thirsts available for Kennesaw's. Kindly Monkey is back up, and single-handedly, Kindly Monkey has been the one to wipe this out several times over. The timing is absolutely perfect, and that will finally be the end of the Seminole State College team. Now, Haskell Indians, they are right here. Little does Haskell Indians know they could have easily gotten these wipes had they been looking. Oh, I can't believe it. Kennesaw Gold as a duo right up against this other squad here on the inside. It's none other than Western Nebraska as a duo as well here. Thermite nades against them from Kennesaw. Remember, they even have the beacon. They could revive this just above them. They have the time to do so. Instead, they're going to look to continue to punish this. Enlighten. Nade down for Kennesaw. The rotate is through the other side. That is just gas trap damage. Still, a big peak. Cracks on either end. Enlighten is taking the full tick of gas on that other end. And Baby's Planet in its Toxic Vader. I don't know what you're going to do. For Team Haskell, a knock of 1, a knock of 2. Chief Big Dude, Wild Panda Haas, and Vertec have found the beginning of the end here. If they can lock down Kindly Monkey, that is all they need for the dub. 15 up on high, and that is a perfect way to get this punishment off. No port play available. Limbox, Misty completely removed, and Kindly Monkey's going to take that grab cannon and try to put Kennesaw back together. Haskell now have the best position in this zone. That high ground, that little bridge where they are currently playing is single-handedly the god spot of this final zone, folks. King Addy, hyperactive. We saw a little bit of couple of wipes from them there. This time around, they're dealing with the full brunt of the secondary St. John's roster. There's the knock Revivis. By the way, Kennesaw Gold will get a couple of knocks of their own there, holding out what we saw from Western Nebraska. St. John's in for the peak, dodging the Nox gas. Or maybe they're the ones who threw it. Yeah, they threw that Nox gas. And realistically, I don't know if it even matters. Wydock, though, finding the knock on to Hyperactive is a darn good start. The Mirage is as confusing as it gets here, but it is still no answer. Couple of games back from the rock, and I believe they have managed to find them. Newcastle walls down here, and for St. John's, they actually might be rotating in to a different roster entirely. Yeah. It is Kennesaw able to get complete recovery on the very edge of zone, but they are stuck now against so many other squads. One of them, Norwich College. A couple of nades here to start this one off. The mobile shield only a second away from going down. Graceful Melon, though. Responses are what they need, but responses are not what they find. Sharp's last remaining member, a Newcastle reset, and it is a major wipe against Norwich College here for Kennesaw. That being said, the other Kennesaw roster is stuck here as well. Kennesaw gold, Kennesaw black.
I don't think anyone
How the
saw.
points work for teams,
Exactly.
placement and kills. Kills are 1 point per team. Placement is, well, first you get 12, second you get 9, third you get 7, fourth you get 5, fifth you get 4, 6th through 7th you get 3, 8th through 10th you get 2, 11th through 15th you get 1, and 16th through 20th you get 0. Combine that at the end of the game, play out multiple matches. Anyways, Kennesaw v. Kennesaw. It will be Kennesaw Gold. They are the JV roster finding knock numero uno. Here's a problem, though. Neither of these teams are in zone, and this is where the zone really begins to hurt. There's one knockdown. Limbox is really no better here. Kennesaw Gold's trying to lay this one in, but they still have so much distance to cover. They're going to try to rotate this one all the way towards the western side, but they are racing against a Limbox as well here. Out from the other end, Limbox will drop the Sparrow's ultimate there. There's the port play from Enlightened. And up on high ground, I can only assume this is Haskell versus Kennesaw Gold. Vert with the G7 Scout. A 3v3, mano-y-mano. The zone has finally closed in. There's the dive, and Vert only hits the 1 on the G7. Big Dude and the rest. This is going to be the hardest fight they've played all game long. Kennesaw Gold versus Haskell Indians. Kennesaw Gold is looking a little bit healthier, but they do not have the high ground there. Blue Sky, the trade for double cracks. This would be the moment that they need. Mozambique, a knock-up 1, a jump into the grab cannon, a reload on the Mozambiques, but it's no shots for Chief Big Doop here. Hanji character, the last remaining member. Vert up above, a car G7 combo, knockdown shield, flesh bound, one last shot, and it is the Haskell Indians for the final game of the day. Congratulations to the Haskell Indians. They've had fans in chat all day long. You know what? One last win is all they needed. Wizard, welcome back. And honestly, while I still have the majority of here, consider shooting a follow up above. What a game. What a day. Shoot a follow my way. There we go. Hyperactive. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, okay, Holiday. You as well. How do I bet on this? Oh, well, I put a bet down, but no one did. I'm so sad. Skittles, good to see you, by the way. All right. Do you have a coach? Me? I am a coach. Well, I was a coach. Anyways, I'm going to take this viewership and put it somewhere else. A Singular Frog. You were a fantastic friend to the family here for this stream. Good little 4-game dub. Congratulations to all of you from Playversus. I will be live tomorrow, again, 8 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it. It is Premier League. That is the top 20 teams in College Apex right now. The best teams. Raid me, Hyperactive said. All right. Let's give some love over to Hyperactive. Why not? Played as a duo all day long. And, you know what? Got to give some Playversus love sometimes. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for such a great day. You can find the points on the spreadsheet as usual. That being said, I will see you guys tomorrow.